And hello and welcome back to my Fallout 4. Are you ready for this? It's Fallout 4 Horizon 1.8 Season 2. This is a little tutorial on the workbenches provided by Horizon, but this is the starting tutorial, if you like. These are the bits. Oh, Preston's going to get caught up there. These are the things you need to get started out. And this is going to see you up to, say, level 10 to 15. Right, first, we have a recruitment station. This will, so you can have it on or off. You can have recruit your settlers, stop at 15. You see, it will keep going. Now, a tip, if you're going to have a lot of settlements, stick at about 15 settlements. If you're only going to have a few, you can pump the numbers up. But initially, look at the numbers you're going to have, depending on how many settlements you want to have. Because we all know what Fallout 4 is like, and we're using the same engine. Yeah, it's not going to be able to cope too well with too many settlers. But there are solutions mid to later game to give you more income, more money, more other things, depending on how complicated you actually want the game. The local settlement statistics, this is a very useful section because you need a population of 15 and a happiness of 75 to get one of the next achievements. That's called Trailblazer, which gives you extra perks and abilities. However, whilst you don't have to pay a lot of attention to stability or wellness, if you're playing a detailed game, they make a huge difference. So if you can get a doctor in a settlement, that will improve wellness. There are other things you can add, things like sanitation, heating, freezing, all those sorts of things that will depend on your workshop level. We'll have a look at those in a minute. However, this gives you a very good idea. These communities we will deal with later. You're not going to get into that when you first start. So first, recruitment beacon. Then we'll work our way down. Come on everyone, get out of the way. We have here, these are the Caravan Travel Radio and the Caravan Travel Hub. This one is simpler. This one fits inside very nicely and doesn't look, that's a bit weird inside. And the point is, in Horizon, you can use a fast travel method. You can go from one settlement to another. That's all it will work to. But there are some conditions. The settlement you leave from must have at least 3 settlers in it. And you have to have supplies in your caravan setup. These supplies are made up of the supply kits that are produced by your settlers. So you can add one here, because I have got, as you see, it will take it from your global supply, which can make life a lot easier. You don't have to have them actually in your kit, it takes it straight for you. Or you can pay caps to buy supplies, or vendor credits to buy supplies, but again, Workshop Trading 5, you're not going to have that for a while. Oh, and this tells you where you can go to. You can go to any settlement that you have not even established, where you've actually said you want to use it. The first time you use your caravan, it will tell you about Nuka-Cola. These two do the same. Next, we have the mailbox. The mailbox, these containers, by the way, are all linked. These ones, anyway. You get messages from various sources. You can read the messages. And in this case, we'll have a look at the messages that we've got. Codsworth sent me an Abraxo cleaner. Thank you, Codsworth. He also sent me a charge card. Very useful. Not at early game. However, if we open the mailbox container, we've got some educational material, a charge card, some money, and a cleaner. Now the money has come Every magazine you get put in here, you'll get 5 pre-war money for each one. There is always a help section and a documentation section which covers all the bits available to you. The tech lab.
I don't think we met yet.
Whoa!
I wanted to personally thank you for
Yeah, sharp.
opportunity.
Go away.
Let me know if you have anything you need me to do.
Yeah, go away. Not right now.
Not right now. Thanks.
All right, just let me know.
Yeah, you just said that. Go away. The tech lab. One of the most important aspects of it. You can make devices first. As you progress, you can effectively make engineering things to take with you. I'll come to Wilson in a minute, which could be anything from a turret, and you can place these when you're out and about in the world, but you need these to repair them. You can also, depending on your perks, you can have animal companions that you can summon that will stay with you for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you can get up to 3 dogs. These are called the animal. When you look at these, and you can see, need robotics expert 1 to start. Most of these have a perk limit to them. So the best thing to do is when you get the first thing is dive in and have a look. Lock breaching is exactly what it says. You can see on the right hand side the requirements to do various different things. And you can either have auto hackers, explosive charges, locksmith tools. It's there. They all do different things. The auto dialers obviously work on safes. Explosive charges work on locksmith tools. Allows you to actually effectively break locks open. So depending on your skill, depends on what you can actually do. Disassembly is exactly what it says. You can take one thing. For instance, if I had some clean bottles, I can get glass. You've got a bloatfly gland. Well, you can get all of these things from here. Empty bottle, fishing rod parts. And on the left hand side it explains what it'll actually give you. So if you go back to the gland, you get acid and pigments and dyes. Again, it depends what it is you actually want. That power armor frame looks quite nice. Now, your community can grow and build, and you can get access to more and more things as your community, i.e. your settlements, level up. You can then use this. So for instance, if I was to click on this one, I've already got the prerequisite perks for it. As we can see here, I have got all the things I need for it. So I can click on this, use this. We've got a science I can get here again. Now, these are the technological level of my settlements, and it affects all my settlements. And then here we have trading skill. A lot of these depend on either your skill or the skills of your trader, of your settlements and your settlers, sorry. Now, quickly come out of that. In order to get the workshop level increased, here in your inventory you have these. If you click on it and click on it, your whole setup will now actually improve its tech level, and we can see that in a second. That will affect what you can build. For instance, down here, cargo bot, perfect example. We needed workshop technology 2 in order to make that. A purifier module, very important for purified water. It's the only way to get it. You need that to make a purifier. Again, workshop technology. As we go through, there are certain materials we will need. If you want to make some pigments and dyes, most things that colour, you require these from them. You can downgrade, upgrade, make packing material.
Don't let your guard down.
Oh, shut up. Now, these alloys, a lot of these, for instance, if you wanted to improve the armor rating of something, you would require, quite often, either armor plating, some of these, mild steel, titanium, aluminium. These are the high-end ones. Or you might need cloth or leather patches. If you look on the armor bench at what you're looking for, that's what it will do. Advanced filters. They do exactly what you think. They would actually allow you to make purified water in batches of 3. Well, now, cargo bot chips. Each one of these, they're expensive to make, as you see. You need a cargo bot, stealth boy, nuclear material, lots of them. Each one of these will effectively increase your carry capacity by 100, which means you can get more and more gear, because if you think, that's an extra 600 cargo capacity just there. Yeah, that's a lot. Tools and parts. All of these things have uses, and sometimes you will actually go and need to use them. The weapon tinker kit you use in the ZX1, and it will actually give you XP, and I will show you this one. We'll use one of those. What have we got to do? We've got tools and things to do. So if we go to here, and now we go to tinkering, we will actually use 1 weapon kit and 50 skill. I got 250 XP for that, and my weapon crafting skill went down. You reverse engineer things to make your weapon skill go up. Oh, sorry, no, and it gave me 50 weapon skill because I was messing around with it. My apologies, wrong way round. We come down to here now. We've done tools and parts. Equipment. That's for a mod I have. You've got these are equipments you can do. These are, as they say, invisible, and they are very efficient and very good. If you're going to do it and you can afford the materials, certainly worth looking at if you don't have a piece of armor that covers your head. And again, backpacks. Each one of these, a lower and an upper, has a carry capacity attached to it. A double slot has a double capacity to it, obviously, so you can pick and choose how you want your character to look, or you can make them invisible. Item conversions only apply if you're upgrading from a previous version. Okay, next. Weapons lab is exactly what you would imagine. It will allow you to make ammunition or disassemble ammunition you already have. So for instance, if I was to scrap my .38s, I would get smokeless powder and steel. You can also make weapons, and depending on what you want, there are a variety of weapons. A good way of finding out what you get is to save, make them, get an idea of what they are, and if you don't like, reload. But there is a lot here. A nice incinerator, a pipe launcher. Look at the damage there, 155. Yep, but again, you've got the ranks on this side, so if you want to see what you can make, you've got everything to hand. Next. Woo. The ZX1 experimentation lab. Interesting thing, if you pick up a weapon and outside, and you just salvage a weapon from some raider you've killed, the ZX1 will know that you've picked up that weapon, and you don't actually have to have it on you when you do reverse engineering, because reverse engineering will look and will see what weapons have you picked up, what have you found, and it will allow you to reverse engineer them. I haven't got any unlocks, obviously. Whoop, let's go back, because you need to reverse engineer a weapon before you can make a weapon. So if I wanted to make a baton, here is how we do this, but again, this is going to be in the future, because for the time being, suffice to know it's there, and if in doubt, as with Horizon, one of the best ways to learn is to save and then play with it and see what you can actually do. We've got a resource station and a production console. The reason why they're both there is your production management is tied to these two devices. You only need one of them, So we have passive production, which is these things. You don't have to do anything for them, they happen automatically. You have active productions where you have to put up some form of workbench or systems in place to do it. So for instance, purified water. I don't have a purifier yet, but I've set it up ready so that when I have purifiers it's ready to go. But you have to tell it that you want so many of those things made. So for instance, if I went to the salvaging steel, which would be section 2, manage service lot 2. In order to salvage wood, I would need liquid fuel. I have 27, sorry. I would use 1 per unit created. So if I was salvaging wood, I would get 100 wood, 1 plastic, 1 assorted scrap. But down here, this is how many items do you want to add. Adding 999 effectively means you're just doing it forever. So be cautious when you're doing that, because it will keep using up your liquid fuel on a regular basis just to do that. We go to, let's return to the main menu. Next we've got crops. Very comprehensive setup this. It shows what have you actually cropped. So you've got, for instance, crop rating, these numbers, the crop type, and the crop yield. Now, the maximum yield is 10, plus with 10 fertilizer stability. So for every 20, sorry, the crop stability is how good are the plants, or how many people have you got working them. You want it on 100% because that means you're getting everything that you've actually laid out properly. So every 20 rating yields 1 surplus crop. This is your crop rating. So I have 12 here, but any you don't use is carried forward to the next day. So in one day I get nothing. I get effectively 12 of my 20. So that's what, 100 and no, it's not, it's 60%. There you go, that was easy. I have 60% of one potato. The next day I would actually, because that's been carried forward and added to it, I would have 24. And because I've had a 20 rating, that would give me 1 surplus crop, so I'd get 1 potato, and the 0.4 would carry forward for the next day. Right. Fertilizer can double your rating, and as it says, it's carried over to the next cycle. Crop fertilizing, you tell it what do you want to fertilize, and here you either manage a particular thing, and or you manage all of them. By managing, you tell it either to fertilize one thing or all of them. Right. Plant nursery. With all those things you have out in the wild carrots, corn, fruit, etc., you want it to convert the wild carrot to carrot or corn. Not necessarily all of them, but certainly some of them, so you can improve your crop. Now it says I've got farming workbenches. That's the plant where I put, it's come out of here, come out of there, that's these. Each one of these effectively is 2 spaces of my production management for plants. Whoop, plant nursery. So because I have 2, I get 4 slots. At the moment, what you do is you go to press select active services. So what have we got? We've got wild, razor grain, we haven't got that down. Now if I was to press R, that would go, oh, you want to do that. It would accept it like that, and it would be in my list. However, it wouldn't work because I've only got 4 slots, and I'm pretty sure you only get 4 per settlement. So when I was to upgrade, say Red Rocket and Abernathy and all the others, I can add to it. So I've got a full set of plants, but there is only so many I actually need. That's a plant nursery. Now extractors, arc furnace, all of these extra services are for later game. This is an added level of complexity to your game. You don't actually need as such. Excuse me, I had a cough then. You will in fairness, you'll probably need the refinery for crude oil to refine it, so you get the liquid fuel for some of your items. But you don't necessarily have to do that. You can find liquid fuel out in the world. Right. Oh, here we go again. If you scroll to the end, any of these menus, you'll always have this documentation menu. And I'm not even going to do the local scan because for the minute. Next section, here we go. This resource station has a lot in it. That's production management, production storage. Anything that my settlements make comes here, and it's compost, carrot, corn, fruit, and that's what that plant nursery has made for me. As the compost is all the junk I've put in here has been converted to compost, and compost is then goes to making fertilizer, which is one of the passive production items. You have two personal storage areas. These are again all linked. Well, one is linked to all the other ones and two is linked to all the other twos, and only you have access to this, so you can put anything you want in them and you can access them anywhere you like. The courier trading system, it actually allows you to how do we put it? You can get in touch with traders even though they're not in your settlement, which means the first one that would unlock for me would be Carla. However, I need my workshop trading levels to get more, but it does mean you don't necessarily have to rely on any of the traders getting to your town. You can remotely get in touch with them. Lovely. Now, supply lines, as you can see here, I have a supply line set up to Red Rocket. I don't have to have one of my settlers doing it, because if you think, if I'm going to limit to 15 settlers per settlement, I don't want to lose one of them just because he's walking up and down the road. Now also as well, whilst I haven't done this yet, in all of the write-ups they do suggest that you actually use a master workbench, which means that all of your items are stored in one master workbench in one location. It will speed up your any productions you make where you use, oh, I can't think what these words are. These things. Oh, that's silly, isn't it? I've totally lost a word then. Never mind. Yeah. Here. These. So if you're making anything, it speeds up that. It will come to me in 5 minutes. Sorry, I've already been a long day. Where did we get to manage production? Destination. When you make stuff, it can go to a location. You can pick this. Play with that. All these are here to be used. Decide what you want to do, how you want to do it. You can again, when you make Wilson, who is made on the tech desk, you manage where he sends his stuff to. This is, so as I mentioned as well, is on the tech desk. If you get a cargo bot and you make one of those chips, you come here and it will actually allow you to add one of these. And these are all your choices. So as you can see, if you manage to do all of them, and that's a lot of materials, you would then have an extra 900 on your carry weight. Yeah, that's quite impressive. Shut up, Cosworth. We got anything else? No. Check production unlocks. Right, here we go. This just says, and it is just saying, well, exactly what it says. You can read as well. The current maximum, the potential maximum. So I could get 30 pure water here, but I'm only going to get 10 at best. But potentially overall, I could get up to 30. That's a huge amount of pure water. And let's go back again. That's not, and I'm sorry, that's not for now. Architect deals with the buildings that you make in there, and that's a whole separate tutorial. That one that will wait for a later day. Suffice to say, you can make buildings. and they are in your build sections. Right, now here we have ingredients consumed, don't use light. So if you do want a bigger build for your settlement, it's there. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. You can actually change all of these bits by having them on or off. Auto assignment, shut up Codsworth. Auto assignment means that Horizon will, when you plant stuff, it will just auto assign and auto equip.
The Minutemen could use
So,
someone
oh,
like you.
shut up. It will automatically
Nice job with those
equip
defenses.
people
I've got nothing else I need right now.
with a relevant
I think
type
Preston
equipment.
may want to chat, though.
Oh dear God, right. Market trading terminal. You need, as you can see from here, trading skill. But you can actually buy things you may want from here. Most efficient. But again, you have to have a trading skill level for it. Command table, I'm on the wrong side. It gives you an idea of where you are. I have a successful settlement is one that meets the criteria as shown on the settlement beacon, i.e. 15 settlers and 75% happiness. And depending on what units you place in the place would depend on what communities they are. Again, this is slightly more than we need just now. Here we have a farming workbench, which we've already talked about extensively. You put all your crap in it. So here we are. If in doubt, put it in. If it won't use it, it will leave it there. And again, through all of your workstations and all your settlements, these are linked. And whoop, here we have a cooking stove. It's just one that Horizon adds that is an awful lot better than that thing. All the other ones that are there. Let's see. Anything else I need to mention? A little thing that could be useful. Have we got... Let me just go into my beverages. This is an unusual one. I have... Okay. Have I got... Whoop. Let's see if we got... In the workshop, do we have... We've got beer. Oh, here we are. We've got all these Gwinnets. And I have no beer in my setup. And also, let's try this as well. I want a piece of wood. Come on, where are we? Wood! There we are. I don't want a lot of wood, that's for sure. I need about 100. We'll try. Here we are. Right. Now, if we were to go in my junk, I will actually get rid of those. So my junk has nothing in it. So if we go to field kit, field scrapping, start scrapping, what we're going to do first, I'm going to put all these lagers in my workshop setting. And where is it? And did I pick up the wood? No. We're going to leave that for the second. Item scrapped 8. Oh, well, that's because I put all the stuff back in again, didn't I? Clever. And where are we? RST wood. Alright, quick. That'll do. And we go first in beverages. We now just have beer, so it's converted all of those Gwinnets into beer, and beer is used in a recipe later on. So you've still got all the different varieties of beer, but if you don't want them, you can then convert them to beer so that you can use them later on. That can be quite useful. And if we go field kit, and this is something I was just reading last night actually. Start scrapping equipment. Right. These take, I believe. Okay, is it going to do it? No. Okay. I was reading up on the wiki for this, and apparently there is a way to convert wood to compost. But it's obviously not that way. Right, so we mentioned, I think that's the whole plethora of things here. Right, so that's a very good start. Sorry it's been 30 minutes, guys, but as you can see, there's an awful lot of workbenches. And there's a lot that needs to be done. And really, the best advice is just get in and play. If need be, make a save. And do what you can do. Okay, I hope that's been some help. So this is GP signing off. You all have a very safe day. Look after yourself. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. But I will do another one of these when my... Whoa, Codsworth, that was a bit close. That was, you know, personal space, mate. Personal space, 2 meters. Thank you. It's I will do another one because I just need the materials and I need my settlements to be at the level where they can do this. So for now, you take care and I'll see you all soon. Bye.